Lille was 7 months pregnant. She should have felt radiant, adored, cherished. But most days, she just felt alone. Her husband, Derek, was a financial analyst who practically lived in his office, endless calls, late-night emails, half-hearted kisses on the forehead before rushing out the door. He wasn't cruel. He just wasn't present. The nursery was unfinished. Her back ached constantly. Cravings went ignored. Conversations had shrunk to calendar updates and baby checklists. What once felt like a partnership now felt like she was floating alone in the deep end, belly first. Then there was Ethan, the neighbour next door, tall, effortlessly masculine, with a kind of rough charm that didn't come from money or suits, but from quiet strength. He fixed things without asking, brought her bins in when Derek forgot, offered to mow their lawn after storms. He was polite, warm, and always looked her in the eye when she spoke, something Derek hadn't done in months. One day, Ethan noticed her struggling with groceries. He took them from her gently. "You shouldn't be carrying all that in your condition," he said, voice low and firm. Then he added with a smile, "You've got enough weight to carry already." She laughed for the first time that day, maybe that week. From then on, small interactions became her brightest moments. He noticed her. When she cut her hair, Ethan said, "It suits you, makes your eyes pop." When she wore her comfy maternity dress, he said, "You look beautiful in blue." When she stood outside rubbing her lower back, he offered a freshly brewed herbal tea made just for swelling and stress. He ticked every box she'd once dreamed of in a man: attentive, grounded, protective, emotionally present. And slowly, dangerously, her heart began to tilt. One humid evening, Derek cancelled another dinner. The house was silent, her emotions loud. She stood by the window, tears slipping silently, hand resting on her bump. Then came a knock. Ethan stood there, holding a small container. "Thought you might not feel like cooking," he said. "I made shepherd's pie." That night, she invited him in. Just for a chat, just for dinner, just to feel seen. They laughed, talked about everything: childhood, music, regrets. As she walked him to the door, silence lingered between them. His eyes met hers not just with warmth, but something deeper, something restrained. She whispered, "You're kind. Too kind." "I'm just doing what any man should do," he replied, and before she could stop herself, the words escaped. "I wish you were him." Ethan's breath caught, silence, then softly, painfully, "I'd give anything to be." Her hands trembled. His presence was like gravity. Everything in her body screamed, "Step closer." Everything in her mind screamed, "Walk away." She didn't kiss him. She didn't need to. The silence between them said enough. He touched her shoulder gently. "Good night, Lille," and left. That night she cried, not out of guilt, but because she felt something that had been missing for so long. Longing, connection, possibility. That night, after Ethan left, Lille sat in the quiet for a long time. She ran her fingers over the curve of her belly. Her baby kicked softly, as if reminding her, "You are not alone." The warmth of Ethan's kindness lingered in the air like a scent, and the hollowness left by Derek's absence pressed harder than ever. She could have chosen one of them. She could have walked into Ethan's arms, or buried the truth and pretended with Derek. But she didn't. Instead, the next morning, Lille packed a bag. Just essentials: pajamas, books, prenatal vitamins, a notebook, her favorite candle. She left Derek a note that simply read, "I need to remember who I am before I become everything to someone else." Then she got in the car and drove to the coast, to a small rented cottage she'd found months ago, but never dared book. Alone. For 2 weeks, Lille didn't play wife, didn't imagine being someone's fantasy. She walked by the sea, cried without hiding it, talked to her unborn child like they were already best friends, wrote down what she wanted in life, not in a man, but for herself. One evening, she stood on the beach as the sun dipped low. The waves lapped at her ankles. She whispered aloud, "I've spent so long needing to be loved. I forgot how to love myself." And she meant it. On the final day of her retreat, her phone buzzed. A message from Derek. "Where are you? I miss you. I'm sorry I haven't been present. I didn't know how much I was losing you until now." A message from Ethan, too. I hope you're okay. I think about you every day. No pressure, just care. But Lil didn't respond right away. For the first time in years, she didn't feel pulled in two directions. She felt rooted, whole. When she returned, she sat with Derek, told him everything, not just about Ethan, but about how unseen she had felt, about the empty dinners, the aching silence, the way she'd shrunk herself just to be palatable. He listened, really listened. I want to be better, he said, tears in his eyes, but I know I might be too late. Leela nodded. You're not too late, but you must meet me here, where I am now, not where I was. It would take time, therapy, honesty, effort. But she wasn't waiting to be rescued anymore. As for Ethan, she wrote him a letter. You reminded me that I still have value, still have light, but what I needed more than romance was restoration. Thank you for being kind when I needed it most. That will never be forgotten. She mailed it, then she lit her candle, cradled her belly, and smiled. She hadn't chosen a man, she had chosen herself, and in doing so, she had chosen her child, her future, and her truth. The ending wasn't perfect, but it was powerful. Because sometimes real love starts when you stop searching for it in others and start honoring it in yourself.